Hi, my name is Eve, and today we are going to be looking over a time-lapse of a 16:9 desktop background I drew in Procreate on my iPad. I'm starting out here with a basic sketch based off of my reference photo, and then jumping right into the color block in stage. For this piece, I have one singular photo I'm drawing from, so I don't need to figure out much besides my sketch and matching my colors. All the information I'll need is available in the reference photo, which makes my job a bit easier. I blocked in the background based on what colors I want to accentuate the main figure. The interesting part of this piece is that there are actually two light sources, a red light focused on her back, and then a cool white light on the other side. Once the main block in is finished, I simply choose a place to begin rendering. I chose the lower back since that is a relatively simple area. From there, I move on to the arm holding out the skull. And during this whole process, I have my reference photo off to the left side of my screen. I took a figure painting class last semester, which I really enjoyed. My teacher was a man named John Foster, and he was one of the strongest artists I've ever met. If you have a moment, you should really look him up. Anyways, painting with him in this class for at least 6 hours a week, I picked up on a lot. I could go into a lot of color theory and artist vocabulary, but I'll keep it simple. When you're painting, whether in oil or digital or whatever, you're actually sculpting. You're sculpting a three-dimensional object on a two-dimensional surface. And using color and how bright or dark your paint is pushing the figure into shapes your brain can recognize. That's all painting is. It's putting shapes together into bigger shapes that tell your brain what it's looking at. After rendering the figure based on my reference photo, I go in and refine the background. I wanted the skull to look like mist or smoke is coming out of it. I thought that would be cool. Then for finishing touches, I'm using the color dodge tool to add some vigor to the glowing parts of the body closest to the light sources. The brush packs I'm using are both not included in the default download in Procreate. I'm using two different brush packs, one that's an oil texture and the other that's a gouache texture. I've included both links in the description. The oil one is currently free and the gouache one is only $12, which is a pretty good deal and I get a lot of use out of it. The reference photo is of a classmate of mine and a costume they made for a fashion design class. They were very generous and wore the costume to class to allow us to take reference photos to draw from later. The character is based on the Egyptian god Anubis, though I'm not sure what my classmate decided to name the costume. And then I'm done. This was a pretty simple exercise. It only took me around 4.5 hours, which is pretty good for digital painting. This is closer to my usual style. My last video was more cutesy and cartoony than I usually do, but it was fun, and this was fun too. I don't like to tie myself down to one particular style. I personally feel that gets boring. Thanks for tuning in. I hope to have more cool content for you soon. I've included links to my teacher's website and Instagram so you can check out his work in the description below. I've also included links to the Procreate brush packs I mentioned earlier. See you next time!